Hi friends, welcome to the Inspired Knitting Podcast. I'm your host Bobby, and I am coming to you from New Brunswick, Canada. Today is Thursday, August the 21st, 2025, and you are watching episode 124, I believe. Welcome. This is a podcast about my knitting adventures, my crochet, and lots of fibery fun. So if that's your kind of jam, then perhaps you might like this podcast. To all my loyal viewers, welcome back. And to anybody that is new, thank you for joining. Grab a cup of coffee, grab a beverage of choice, and we will get started. I do not have a coffee with me today. I am all coffeeed out for the time being. So, that might change, of course. But for right now, I did not bring anything with me, but grab your crafting and we will get started. Down below, there's like this little drop down arrow you can click on, and it will give you all detailed show notes of what I'm going to talk about today, and it will also link you directly to the pattern pages. You can also find where you can also see links to where you can find me on the internet. I am most active on Instagram as Inspired Knitting Podcast, but I do have my Ravelry and my email and all that stuff marked down below as well. Okay, so we have kind of a full episode today. I have lots of finished objects. Well, I shouldn't say lots, but it seems like a lot. There is knitting and there is crochet. And I also have a couple works in progress too that I would like to share, and a little bit of stash enhancement. It is my birthday month, so it's to be expected. I had a great birthday and I was seriously spoiled, so I have some fun mail coming. I ordered some stuff, but I also have some fun mail coming very soon, so I'm super excited. So I was very blessed and very, very spoiled this year. So let's get started. The first finished object that I have to share with you guys is, of course, a pair of socks. What would a podcast be without a pair of socks? These are finally finished. I had shared these a while ago and they kind of got put to the back burner for a bit. And I'm not sure why, because they are so much fun. This is Feisty Fibers yarn in her Trippin' colorway. And I just did a plain vanilla sock. I did I think I did 20 rows for ribbing, 2x2 ribbing, and then just did plain vanilla, slip stitch, heel flap, and gusset. Pretty standard. And I do knit these on magic loop, and there is 2 of them. But these were a lot of fun, and these are actually a gift, so I can actually gift them today. My friend's birthday was on the 18th, and he got them, but he didn't get them exactly, so he's being very patient and waiting, so now he can actually have his socks. He is very, very knit-worthy. So there's the first pair. And then I think I shared these on the last podcast. They were a works in progress, I believe, but I was working on the Matchmaker set by Polka Dot Creek. It is the, oh dear, I forgot the colorway name now. Love at First Sight. So I don't remember if I had it started. I think I did, but this was the first sock. So it does come with the contrasting mini skein, and it's self-striping. And then your second sock comes with a mini skein, but the self-striping is different. So this is a pair of socks. So cool. I really, really love how they worked up. So I believe the minis are 20 grams each. So I had enough to do 15 rows of for cuff. And then I did my flap and heel turn and the toe. And I still had yarn left over. So that wasn't bad. I was really hoping to get heels, toes, and cuffs out of it. The main yarn itself, the self-striping, I believe is roughly 35 grams of yarn. So it worked out perfectly. And these are not for me. These are also going to be gifted tomorrow. Well, not gifted. My friend Ren made a request for socks, so I commissioned these ones for her. And I'm having a lot of fun doing that. So there we go. There's my matchmaker socks. So I get to give them to Ren tomorrow, and I'm super, super excited about that. Okay, so now that was it for the finished objects for knitting. Now I have some finished objects for crochet, and I will be having to go out of screen to get them. But okay, oops, sorry, camera. I don't believe I shared these before, but I know I shared a picture. But I got a order for some puffins, and I found a pattern by Jeannie Holmes, which is Moji Designs, on, I believe I found it on amigurumi.com. And it's a wonderful, wonderful pattern. I've now made 5 puffins, and they are a lot of work, as I said, but they are so worth it. So I actually got a request to make another puffin. So here she is in all her glory. And look at the feet. Like, look how detailed this pattern is. I absolutely adore it. Absolutely adore it. Now, in the pattern, the beak actually is multicolored. So I didn't do that. I just did mine, the black, the white, and the orange. But it also comes with a hat, like a little toque, and it also comes with a scarf as well that you could do for your puffin. I just didn't do those. I'm just doing them simple, and that's the gist of it. So I made her, and then I got a request if I could make a smaller puffin. So I went back on to amigurumi.com, and I found this sweet little guy or girl. I'm not sure which, but how freaking adorable is this guy? So you can kind of see the difference in sizes. This is not by the same designer. This is by somebody else. I will have it linked below. But it is so, so cute and not hard to do at all. The feet were a little intriguing at first, but it's not hard. So cute. So I did 2 puffins. And then I'm looking for stuff to put on my market table that is slightly different. I do a lot of chickens because I love my chickens. I'm obsessed with them. I still have my chickens, of course, but I'm just looking for different things to put on the table. So I came across another pattern. It's called the Owl Family, and they look like this. And I thought that it was really cute, and it would be different and something different to put on the table. So this pattern, I believe is by Renata, but I will have it linked below. It would be under Owl Family. This pattern comes with this size, and then I didn't realize this at first. If I had of, I would have made another one already. But there's actually a baby owl in this pattern as well, so it would come out smaller than Mommy. So I guess this is Mommy. So she's kind of big, but there is a pattern for the smaller one as well. It's like a 2-in-1. So I didn't realize that at first. I didn't go through the whole pattern apparently. But here it is. It is so cute. Crocheted. I just use loops and threads mostly, or Bernat Premium for my yarns. So yeah, it turned out really cute. Super easy to make, and that's kind of what I want for my table too. Something that's not too intriguing, because this past week's market was really well. Like, it went really well, and I pretty much almost sold out all my toys that I had on the table. I only got 3 left. So this week I'm playing a game of catch up where I'm trying to make as much as I can to replenish them. So I love making the smaller ones. It seems that's what the kids really love, or that's what people really love. So I'm just trying to stick with the smaller things. So the owl pattern is a really great one. And you are allowed to sell the items. You can't republish the pattern or sell the pattern, but you can sell the items in limited quantities. So I did the owl, and then I was looking at All from Jade. She is also on amigurumi.com, and she does the lobster, the shrimp, Harvey the hermit crab, I believe, as well. I've showed these ones in the past. They're all crocheted. And I was going through her patterns to see what else she had, and she has a lot of really good ones. But this one I could not help. It is a sea turtle, and I thought it was stinking adorable. And I love doing the little turtles, and I thought this would be perfect. So she's got a little shell border here. There is 2 options for the border. You do not have to do the girly one. You could do a more plain Jane one. But I really love it that this is a no-sew pattern. So you have to sew the head on. Okay, I shouldn't have said that. You have to sew the head on, but all these little legs or her flippers, I should say, not her legs, her flippers, and her little tail, they are all crocheted into the pattern, which is what I really love, because I'm not the greatest when it comes to sewing stuff in. So this is really, really amazing. And she's got a green belly. You could actually change this color up if you wanted to and do something totally different. You can make your turtle as wild as you wanted. But yeah, I thought she turned out really good. And I have the head made for another one. So I'm really, really excited to work up another one of these. They're a lot of fun. And again, I will have that linked below. Okay, so other than that, I did make some little turtles in that, but I've showed them in the past, so I'm not going to bore you guys with that. How about we move on into works in progress? I don't have too many works in progresses to share with you because, as I said, I've been working a lot on the crocheted stuff. So the stuff that I pretty much just showed you is what I've been working on. But I do have a couple things that I pick up on the side when I love to crochet, but I need my knitting as well. So I pick this up on the side, and just, even if it's just watching a podcast and getting in like 20 minutes, half an hour of knitting on a sock, that gives me a good break away from my crochet. So for my birthday, I got gifted a skein of Gobsmacked yarn, which is Merritt from Sackville, New Brunswick. And it is in the Merriest Pheasant colorway on her 80/20 sock base. And I will show you the yarn first. It is so pretty. So, so pretty. And I am just doing a pair of plain vanilla socks. And these are for me. Nobody else is getting these ones. These ones are mine. And here's what, just get that out of the way. Here's what I have so far. So not too much, but I did 20 rows of 2x2 ribbing, cast it on 64 stitches, and now I'm into the leg. You can see how pretty that's working up. So yeah, these have been a lot of fun, and I'm really loving that colorway. I love it when other people buy me yarn because they pick out something that I wouldn't. I typically kind of go for the same things over and over again. So it's really nice when somebody else buys something and it gets you, kind of gets you something that out of your wheelhouse, something that you wouldn't typically have picked. And I really, really love it. So, okay, now I'm really excited about this next project. This is in a bag by Awesome Granny. And I have started the Zig. Or is it the Zag? Yeah, it is the Zig. By Andrea Mowry. Whoops. And I have it started. So the yarns that I am using are all Indigo Dragonfly. I still have to update my Ravelry page as to the colorways. When I skein up the next ones, I will get the tags and I will put the colorway names on my Ravelry, but currently I do not have the tags with me and I do not remember the names of the yarn. But they are all Indigo Dragonfly on her DK Matter base. And I'm just gonna get this untangled first. All right, so the Zig is worked bottom up. And I am not showing it to you correctly. Okay, we got this. So here is what I have so far. It starts with the bottom hem. It is a split hem. So you cast on the front or the back hem first. You do the ribbing and then you join and do the front. Or you don't join, you do the front. And then once the front's done, then you join your hems together. I don't think I'm giving anything away by that. That's pretty normal. And then I have started into the color work, and I'm about halfway through the color work. I'm coming back into the silver here. The pink is all finished. And then I'm coming into the silver, and then I will go into the purple, and then that will be the end of the color work for the bottom. And then we do the body, and from there on. And I am really, really loving this. These are such good colors. This is for my friend Ren. She picked out these colors, and I think she did a phenomenal job because this is just stunning. Absolutely stunning. I love it. And it's such a good pattern. I would say that if you are new to color work, maybe, this wouldn't be a bad... Whoops, I just dropped something. This would not be a bad color work project to do. The color work, you're only ever working with 2 strands of color at a time, and it's pretty easy color work. I'm not the greatest at color work, and I'm having fun with this one, so it's not too bad. But yeah, the Zig by Andrea Mowry is the pattern, and I am absolutely loving it. It is a light worsted sweater. However, I'm using the DK, and I believe that my gauge, I did a gauge swatch first, which I never do, but this sweater is not for me, so I want to make sure it fits Ren perfectly, or as close to perfect as we can get. And my gauge was just a little bit small, so I went up a body size because they said if you're in between sizes, it is better to go up than go down. So I did go up a body size, and I think we're going to be okay. So as I get into the body more, I will put the sweater on some barber cords, and I will let her try it on just to make sure that we're on the right track here. But yeah, that is my zig, and I am enjoying that. I mostly work on it in the evenings while watching TV. I am able to do that with color work. So as I said, it's a fairly easy color work pattern. Okay, so the only thing I have left to share with you is a little bit of yarn. I did an order with Area 51 Fibers, of course. And oh my god, you guys, this tomorrow, because tomorrow's Friday, every Friday, Area 51 does their shop update, and I cannot wait. I am so excited because she is coming out with a zombie rainbow colorway, and it looks stunning. So I am going to be hot on the button tomorrow because I have to have this colorway. It looks amazing. But anyways, I ended up getting her Heatwave colorway. This one came up once before and I was not able to grab it, but I did now, and I am super excited. I wanted to cast these on right away, but unfortunately I didn't bring it with me, but it's not unfortunate. But I ended up picking out another skein of yarn, a yarnable colorway, to knit up for my next pair of socks. So this one's gonna have to wait, but I really cannot wait to knit these up. These looks like they're just going to be so much fun. All of her colorways are fun, so it's always hard to behave yourself on her shop updates because she does the best rainbows. She does the best colors. I love the bright colors. It's just phenomenal. Okay, I thought this would be a longer episode, but we went through it pretty quick. This is what I have been working on. And I still have more to do. I have to do another little puffin today, and I need to make some more turtles. Not the big turtles, but these little guys here. These are the 2-in-1 plush turtle, which I will link that below too. I believe I linked it in my last episode. But I make these little turtles, so I need to make a couple more of those. But yeah, I got more crocheting to do today, but hopefully I will have some time to work on the zig a little bit. I'd like to get more of that color work done. But we'll see what happens. We'll see. Maybe I'll just work on the zig instead for now. I don't know yet. But it's a really nice day. The heat really subsided here. The forest fires are now contained, or at least I know the one major one that was here in Moncton has been contained, which is amazing. We did get some rain, not a lot of rain, but all that to say, today is a nice sunny day where you can actually sit outside and not die of the heat. So I might actually go do that and enjoy some knitting time. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. I know I usually podcast on a weekend, on a Sunday, but as I said, I wanted to gift these socks out, so I thought I would podcast early. I had some free time today, so I thought I would get this episode out to y'all. It might not go up to tomorrow. I'm not sure yet, but we'll see what happens. So until next time, guys, I will see you probably in 2 weeks. Take care. Bye.